Hi Gloucester students, I thought I'd make you a small video to help you with some of the things we introduced in class today. We are talking about simplifying polynomial expressions. For some of you, you've seen that before, and for some of you, it's brand new. So what I'm gonna do right now is show you a really basic example, and then an example that's a little bit more complicated for those of you who are a little bit more advanced in this topic. On our whiteboard, I've drawn a number line. My number line starts at -15, goes all the way past 0, and then up to +7. And I have this question, 2r plus 3p plus 4r plus r plus 2p. And I want to simplify that polynomial expression. And don't forget that simplifying a polynomial expression just means taking something that is long and making it shorter. So I want to find a way to make my 2r plus 3p plus 4r plus r plus 2p shorter. I've used linking cubes to help explain the question a little bit better. I have 2 r's, so like 2 reds, plus 3 p's, so 3 pinks, plus 4 r's, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus r. And if you just say r, it means I have 1 r plus an r, so I've got 1 r, or 1 red, plus 2 p, so 2 pinks. And what I want to do is I want to group the linking cubes that belong together, or the variables that belong together next to each other. I've used my marker to kind of group them together. I see that the 2r plus the 4r plus the 1r go together. So if I were to count, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 r's. So I have 7 r's because 2 plus 4 plus 1r gives me 7r. And then I want to group my pinks together. So here I have 3 pinks plus my 2 pinks, which will give me 5 pinks. So altogether, my answer should be 7r plus 5p. I've got 7 r's. Let's put them all together. 7 r's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I've got 5 p's. That is a lot more simple than when they were all spread out across the whiteboard. So this is the simplified version of that. We always want to make it as short as possible. So we know that 2r plus 3p plus 4r plus r, which means 1r, plus 2p is the same thing simplified as 7r plus 5p. My next example is similar. The only thing that's different, I still have reds and pinks, r's and p's, but this time I've got positive and negatives. So that can make it a little bit more difficult. So when you have positive and negative, I would suggest circling the parts that go together. First, let's look at this first part right here. The 3 and the r go together. And also the sign, the negative sign that is in front. Okay, let's look at the next part. The 2 and the p, they go together with the negative that is in front. Next we have the 2 and the r go together with the plus that is in front. And then here we have 5 and p together with the plus that is in front. If you notice what I have on my board, I have 2 circles and 2 squares. The reason I made 2 circles is because those are the 2 parts that have the r's, and the 2 squares are the parts that have the p's. So I want to put my minus 3r with the plus 2r. So I want to start at minus 3 and I want to go plus 2. Now let's not forget that when I'm going up, I am plussing. And when I'm going down, I am subtracting. Okay, so first we are starting at minus 3. So we're going to find minus 3 on our number line. And then it says plus 2, which means I need to go to the right. So I'm going to start at minus 3 and go up 2. I'm starting at minus 3 and I'm going up 1, 2. If I start at minus 3 and go up 2, I'm left with minus 1. That means minus 3r plus 2r gives me minus 1r. When I start with minus 3r and go up 2r, I'm left with minus 1r. Let's look at the next part, the part with the pinks. I'm starting this time with minus 2p's, and I'm going up adding 5p's. So I need to find negative 2 on my number line, and don't forget that adding means going to the right. So I'm finding minus 2, and I'm adding 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when I start at negative 2 and add 5, I get to 3. So my answer is negative 1 red plus 3 pinks. So the trick is that when you have negatives and positive, you want to circle the number, the letter, and the sign that comes in front. This is the last example I'm going to do today, and this one is definitely more difficult. So don't feel overwhelmed if you understood question number 1 and question number 2, but this one's more difficult. That makes sense. So here I have 6 yellows, minus 4, and we don't know what color it is. So remember in class we talked about the word invisible. So we have 6 yellow, minus 4, minus 3 reds, minus 7 y's or yellows, plus 2 r's, minus 5. So what I want to do is I want to decide which parts go together, and I also want to circle the letter, the number, and the sign that comes in front. So let's start at the beginning. So here we have my yellow, the letter, the number, and the sign that comes in front. There is no sign in front, and if there is no sign, it must mean that's plus. Let's keep going to find the next yellow. I'm going to keep going until I find a yellow. Oh, here we go. The letter, the number, and the sign that comes in front. So we're going to circle those ones. Are there any more yellows? No more yellows. Next, let's do the invisible parts. So here we go. There is no letter because it's invisible. There's a number and the sign in front. So let's put a heart around these. Let's find the next one where it's invisible. Not there. Not there. Over here. There's no letter. There's a number and the sign in front. And the last thing we need to do is we need to do the R's. So let's make squares around those, or rectangles. We have the letter, the number, and the sign in front. Letter, number, sign in front. So we started off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts, and we want to simplify it. And we should be able to simplify it to 3 parts with just Y's, just R's, and just invisibles. So let's look at 6Y and the minus 7Y. So I'm starting with 6. I'm starting with 6 on my number line. And it says subtract 7Y. So I'm going down 7. So I'm starting at 6. And I'm going down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It means the 6y minus 7y takes you to minus 1y. Now, let's do the reds next. We'll leave the invisible for the end. Now we have minus 3 reds. So we're starting over here at minus 3. And what are we doing? We're doing minus 3 reds plus 2 reds. Well, which direction is plus? Not to the left, but to the right. So I'm starting with minus 3 reds, and I'm going up 2 reds. Minus 3, I'm going up 1, 2. So that will take me to minus 1 red. So I've got minus 1 yellow and minus 1 red. And then the last part is my negative 4 and my negative 5. So I'm starting with negative 4, and then I'm subtracting negative 5. So which direction is subtracting? It's going to the left. So I'm going to start with my negative 4 and go backwards 5. Starting with negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that takes me to minus 9. So my answer, when I simplify it, is much shorter. I've got minus 1y, minus 1 red, minus 9. And if I wanted to, I could write it like this. I could just say minus y, minus red, minus 9. You don't need to put the 1. If there is no number, we know the number that's there is 1. So that was our video for today on simplifying polynomial expressions. I have put lots of worksheets about simplifying polynomial expressions in Google Classroom. If you want to try some tonight, you can start tonight, or we can work on them tomorrow also in class. If you have any questions, you can send me an email, you can send me an Instagram, or you can send me a WhatsApp. I certainly want to help you with this new topic. Have a great night.